Okay, guys, I didn't even want to do a video tonight because I have way too many thoughts and it's congested. That's why I do a long video. Again, I'm going to try to keep this short. It seems like the honorable men of society are being taken down, whether it's through, say, a man takes care of his family for 10, 20, 30 years, and the wife divorces him, takes all his power, which is his finances, and his kids away from him. What is the end game for men in society today? I wonder so much. The man's opinions doesn't matter. You bow down to the woman, she controls everything. Happy wife, happy life. We've heard it before. A lot of the shit that I say, you guys, is stuff that I've already watched. So it's like a consolidation of some of the things I've observed through other people's videos and tie it into my life. But the man's not supposed to have an opinion anymore. The man's not supposed to be a manly man. And if he is and takes care of his responsibilities, he's robbed of his shit. He's not rewarded for it. That's what I'm saying. So we're not rewarding the men that do the right things. We can look at crime, right? Lately, if men do bad things, we're going to let you go so you do more bad things. And the men that do good things, they don't get the reward. It's kind of horseshit, kind of like the trophy for every kid, trying to equalize everything, make everything equal for everybody because you're a different skin color or some shit like that. Meritocracy. I think meritocracy is awesome in the sense that you get rewarded for what you do. You get rewarded for what you earn. So if we look at Chicago or Illinois, they got the Safety Act or whatever, where they let, who is it safe for? They let violent criminals out of bullshit, whatever. And now they want to do the guaranteed income in Chicago specifically as a test program. Well, that's the whole shit. It's not rewarding anybody. It's spreading it thin for most people to have control, just like welfare. It's like it doesn't inspire anybody to do anything. In fact, the people that are actually doing something are looking at the people next to them like, oh, they're not doing shit. And they're getting a piece of the pie. Why am I working so damn hard, trying to pull myself up and get better, to live a better life? Why am I doing that? When I look at criminals that might be getting state-funded stability of life, stealing, being violent, and living an okay life, where I'm working hard every day, trying to take care of everything that I can and being responsible, and I can barely keep my head above water, right? I'm not talking about me specifically. I'm just talking about the treatment of men, right? And when it comes to men's ideas, whatever, you're privileged because you're a man or because you're a white man. No, we're all people, and you should not be awarded benefits because you're a different skin color, because that's racist. It is. And if you commit crimes, you should be held accountable. And if you do good things, you should be rewarded. It's completely backwards, you guys, and that's where I get upset. I'm like, what's going on? And the thing is, the next generation is seeing all this, right? I'm 48. I've seen a lot of different things, but I have not seen bullshit get rewarded and strong, independent men and women being shunned because they have independent, logical thought, right? It's like, bow down to the system and we'll send you a check and everything's going to be fine. Just adhere to what we say. Don't swerve outside the lines with your own thoughts. Repeat what we say like a machine and you'll get your donuts, But if you try to earn your donuts, independent business owners, right? How much have they gone through in the last 4 years, right? All I'm saying is it's coming to be slander season, right? Or election season, which is slander season. I noticed that since I was like 12 years old, that it's not people standing up to say, here's what I believe, here's what I can do. It's like, my candidate is bullshit and here's why. I have dirt on them. That's high school shit. Tell me what you've done so far, right? Tell me what you've done so far as a political candidate to better society, and tell me what your plans are and back those up. Just don't say, I'm working on a plan to do this or lower gas prices. I'm not going to get into political groups. I'm not siding with any group when I say this. I'm saying this is politics right now is complete bullshit. And it's been that way for a long time because nobody is standing up to say, here's like a job interview. Every candidate, you don't have to spend billions on campaigning. Do a video like a job interview and have somebody ask you some real questions. Have a panel of people. Grab 50 people out of your community and have them randomly ask you questions unedited and tell them how you have an idea to fix it, right? Or what you've done to address those problems in the past. That would be what we need to get towards. I mean, because millions are spent on campaigning. For what? You didn't show up in my neighborhood. I didn't hear you talk. You didn't answer my questions personally. We have technology, so if you just want to get up there and just say your shit without anybody contesting it, make a video and put it up there. Save people a lot of money. But with lobbying, there's a lot of people that want to get involved because they think you're going to do the right thing for their business, right? So they're going to put a lot of money in your campaign, but later on you're held accountable to them, being like, hey, like, you want me to invest next time you're up for re-election? Then do the right thing. Do what I want you to do, not for the people. So we need to get rid of this lobbyist shit, and we don't need to. Campaign funding should just be nixed. It shouldn't be. You got YouTube kids making videos and getting a ton of followers because they're saying something that's of value to somebody for some reason. Now, I'm not going to justify whatever their reasons are. It might be crap that they're putting out there that gets a lot of attention. That's true. But they have an avenue. You don't need billions of dollars or millions of dollars for your campaign. You don't. If you're saying the right thing and send the right message, people are going to hear it. And if they trust you because you have a track record and you're honest, you're going to be okay. Do it that way, right? But if you're taking millions from Amazon or some corporation, you're going to be a puppet for them, not for the people. So we're sliding way away from that, right? Whole point of the video is just, I don't even know what it is. I turn this damn camera on sometimes and I just ramble. Men being broken down. Women think more emotionally, for the most part, not for every woman. Men think logically. And I see this happen in society where if a man thinks logically, independently, he's punished, right? Especially if he doesn't follow suit to his tribe, whatever tribe that he subscribes to, right? It's like, oh, you have a different opinion on this one subject, so we can't deal with you anymore. You're out. You're out. But independent thinking and thinking logically, that's in man's nature. A woman's nature is to be more emotional, and that's general. I'm not saying for everybody. But when we see these headlines, they're sent to us to emotionally trigger us. Then they feed us the information after we're already emotionally triggered, and then we tend to follow it because, like, oh my gosh, that's really upsetting. What else can you tell me about it? But most of the times it's something to try to spin you politically so you fall into a certain box and you adhere. I don't like that. I don't like being manipulated by slander season. I don't like being manipulated in a relationship. I don't like being manipulated, period. But that's a lot of what's going on. They're saying, don't think independently. Don't think logically. I'm going to feed you your opinion. And if you don't agree with it, we're going to find a way to cancel you. Cancel culture. That's the biggest load of shit ever. I'll tie this into music. In the 80s, some of the best music was ever made only because people were allowed to do whatever they wanted to do. Think how they wanted to think, express themselves however they wanted to think. And some hits came out of that, and some people tanked that we never even heard of because they tried their own thing. But that's what we got to get back to. We got to get back to a point where people aren't scared to think their own thoughts or try their own thing or express themselves however they want to express themselves. And again, I'll tie this into anything that you want to think about for your personal choices. If you want to be riding a Harley with that thick headband on, and try to fit the script because it makes you feel good, then do it. Then do it. But we'll tie that back into people being mad because you look like a gangbanger and you get harassed by the cops. Well, was it Old Dogs or Wild Dogs or Wild Hogs? That biker movie with John Travolta? Some old guys that had office jobs wanted to be bikers and they posed as bikers and they were actually treated as bikers like they had some game going on, some mafia type shit going on. Thing is, when you act like a banger and shit so you can fit in with your peers, you're going to be observed the same way your peers are, the ones that are committing the crimes and doing all that bullshit, by the police. So you can't detach the two. If you want respect from your peers because you look the image, that gets the respect, then you're also going to get the eyebrows raised by the cops. Like, what is this person up to? So it's not profiling. You could have white skin, you could have brown skin, you could have dark brown skin, you could have, they say yellow skin. I don't even get that. But whatever your skin color, if you're fitting that script and you get profiled because you look like the group that you want to be a part of because they get more respect from society or your peers, you're also going to get the attention of the police too, because if you look at it, those are the ones that are committing the most crimes. And that's why you could harness a little respect from putting on that image, right? So you're trying to get by, by being a part of that group, a part of that image without getting the negative impact on your life, right? The whole shit is, I did a video on this last weekend, self-loyalty. Don't try to fit an image to please other people or get other people's respect. Get other people's respect by what you accomplish, what you do, what you represent, how you dress when you walk out of the house. If you dress shitty and you don't care and you're not presenting yourself well, that tells me or anybody that, you don't respect yourself too well. Or if you're following the fashion as a kid, I used to do the same thing, follow the fashion. That's fine. Once you grow up, though, you have to identify yourself with what you believe in and express yourself that way. That didn't make sense. You represent yourself. How you walk out of your house every day, you represent yourself. Now, if I relate that to men of values, think about it before you step out of the house. Some days, guys, I'm almost 49. It's another month yet, month and a half. Some days I still dress like a fashionable kid, with the big polo horse and the matching sneakers. I still do that. But some days I dress like this, more respectable. I dress my age sometimes. Express yourself however you want to, that's fine. But I say dress yourself like you respect yourself, because if you walk out trash, I don't know what trash is, but if you walk out of the house saying this is okay for me to walk out of the house, then people are going to think that, okay, you don't have a high standard for yourself. Not that you have to have a high standard for yourself or spend money on clothes, be expensive clothes. Try to put your shit together a little bit. How you speak. I had an idea I was going to talk about, which was language trends, where you say things that are common, that most people say, whether it's to fit in with your clique or to sound intelligent. It's be creative with the words you choose. Stand out, because if other people are already using these terms, and it's like the verbal fashion, the dialect that's fashionable, you're trying to fit in, but you're not standing out. That's the thing. When I talk about everything I just mentioned, it's not about standing out. It's about fitting in. So if you have your independent thought based off of logic and you have an opinion, share it. Stand out. Fuck everybody else. We're all too busy trying to fit in someplace. Why? I'm not saying nobody. Most people are not trying to stand out, whether it's with how they express themselves, with the way they dress, or the things that they say, or what they do in life, right? Like, I might want to whittle wood, right? My guy friends be like, what the fuck? But hey, if that's what I want to do, that's what I say I want to do, and I do it. I have no problem expressing that. That's a freedom that we all need to get back to. Instead of just falling in suit, and following the tribe. It's all crap. I'm just saying, socially, we all need to get back to being individuals and respecting the individuals next to you or to that side of you or your family or friends. Respect those people. Encourage them to be different. If they come to Thanksgiving or, go out for the night out with the crew and they look fucked up, say, hey, man, noticed you look a little different. You can address it. Be like, what made you think that way? Why did you want to do that? There might be a reason for it. Might be a good reason. Next thing you know, next weekend, you might be wearing the same shit or doing the same thing or saying the same stuff because you appreciate that. And you're like, I want to incorporate that and express myself the same way because I appreciate what this dude did. Right? So express yourself. Don't be stifled and don't follow the tribalism we see going on out there. Men need to stand the fuck up for themselves, no matter what it is. Well, if it's if it's pedophilia, I said that on the last video. No, there's certain shit that if it's for the good nature of humanity and you're not hurting anybody, stand up for yourself and do it proud, right? Because men have been getting robbed of their balls. That's the best way to say it. Robbed of their balls. Stifle the man. Happy wife, happy life. Fit the script, ride the rails, and be what we want you to be. Don't express yourself in any other way. Otherwise, you're going to be shunned or canceled or kicked to the side or divorced or broke up with, whatever. Be you. And then if somebody appreciates that shit in your life, whether it's your employer, your partner in life, spouse, girlfriend, whatever it is, if they appreciate you when you're expressing yourself, then it's all right. But if you're faking the funk the whole time, then you're like, well, they're with me because I put on this image. That fucking Tate guy, I think he's all image. He has some great points, and he's making a lot of money. I'll give it to him. Great points, but his image, I really don't like his image. I don't, because I think he's acting. And again, my videos, I'm not trying to compare and act like I'm better. Hell not, because he's rich, I'm broke. But to be authentic is something we all need to get back to. And that's expressing yourself how you feel, not how somebody else expects you to feel or express yourself. That's all I got. 1735 instead of a half hour, so I'm doing okay. You guys, thank you for tuning in. Men of Values. I got an interview coming up next Wednesday. One of the most inspiring people that I've met in my life, that's just a cool person. He's been through a lot, and he's made decisions that are risky decisions, but they paid off because he's got the fortitude to keep moving forward. He has a lot to offer. Wednesday, we're going to sit down and talk to him. This guy is so inspiring. I honestly would say he is like a hero to me only because of the challenges he's faced and what he's done with that. It's amazing. So he'd be a great inspiration. But again, inspiration doesn't equate to action. You guys can be inspired by listening to this guy, but it doesn't mean you're going to take action. That's up to you, right? So next video I post is going to be something of gold for Men of Values. So hope you tune in. I'm excited for it. And I'll share it as soon as I can, you guys. All right. Have a good night. We'll talk to you soon.